voice of Master Chief, Spartan 117. And you're tuned in to Next Podcast. Now, wake me when you need me.
Oh, okay. I was like, what you tell me turn it off for?
Yo, what is going on, people? And welcome to another episode of the Next Podcast. That is right. It is Thursday night. It is 8 p.m. and that is prime time, baby. I cannot wait to get this show started. Shout out to the chat. What is going on, people? It is good to see all you guys. Yo, our brother A. Lopez is in the building. Midway Monster is here. Of course, Casket Repair. Mizzle T. Shizzle is in the house. Jonathan Ball, thank you so much for those kind words. I will address that very quick in a short second, but it is good to see all you guys. Before we get started, you know the drill. Hit that thumbs up button. Share the show out. Let people know where you should be if you are a gamer at 8 p.m. on Thursday. It is right here on this channel with this band of gaming misfits that is right, the Next Podcast. And we are going into the intros. And I'm starting first. I'm going with the man who has been with me from the beginning. As you can tell, because you see in his live streams, he has no more hair whatsoever. Pulled it all out because of Xbot. Coming live from the 405. And you know, he's just trying to talk to the intelligent gamer out there. Of course, it's my brother K Mega. What is up, bro?
Yeah. Man, listen, I still got hair. If I want to let it grow out, now I'll be patchy. But regardless of that, I mean, it might as well just stay bald and smooth. I mean, the ladies like it. So, you know, well, my main lady, of course, Fred's wife. But other than that, you know what I'm saying? I mean, and my wife likes it too. So, I mean, it's all good. It's all good. So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, but yeah, I'm ready to have a good show as usual. I've heard that people will call silly and dumb. You know what I'm saying? I would like to see if those people would come onto the show so they can sit here and defend themselves instead of going over to other podcasts and over here yapping their damn gums. But other than that, we're no punks over here. We'll take whatever slander that you got because I'm all about that smoke if that's what you really want. But let's have a good damn time. I can't wait. I'm gonna show you how to really sip on something and act proper on a podcast. Let's get it.
Oh no. Yo, brother, you left me speechless.
Shots fired.
I did not know you were
Shots
going
fired,
in like
baby.
that, bro.
Shots fired, man.
Oh man, yo, as you can see, guys, it's gonna be one of those nights. It is gonna be one of those nights. But let's go next on the list, and let's go to the Lone Star State. They say everything is bigger in Texas, and if you talk to this man, he will tell you that you have to ask K Mega's lady. Of course, it is Predator. What is up, bro?
I didn't have to drop a line.
Damn, I mean, yeah, he's doing it for you.
Yeah, I figure we're going in, man. I'm at 110 miles per hour. Let's go.
Oh,
I'm sure I get to make his wife later on the show.
I had his Wheaties this morning, people. I had his Wheaties.
I mean, it is good. It is good, but I mean, you know what I'm saying. I don't know if you can handle it though. I don't know. You know what I'm saying.
They're in Texas.
Real one.
Welcome to the Come Zone, everybody.
Oh no!
Let's go.
So we got some interesting topics tonight.
Welcome to the
No,
Come Zone.
no, we're not doing.
Welcome to the Come Zone. Welcome to the Come Zone.
A lot of off-topic conversations are going to happen tonight, so you know. Let's go, man. Go to the next guy.
Guys, I cannot keep this panel under control tonight, man. I do not know what is going on. Yo, all right, let's see. Next on the list, and we are going straight to New England. That is right. This panel member lives the closest to me, yet we have never hung out. Can you believe that? We have never hung out.
Betrayal.
It is all his fault, by the way. It has nothing to do with me. It is all his fault. He is the creator. He is the creator of hashtag Crispy Truth. Of course, it is Crispy Bomb. What is up, bro?
But you got a car too, bro. Come on, man. Like, you know, come on. We're only like an hour and maybe 10 minutes in traffic away. Like, come on.
Mine's a 97 Honda Civic.
I know Connecticut's a little bitty thing on you know, the East Coast there, but we got a lot of diversity in Connecticut, people. And tonight I'm sure we're going to get into the diversification of certain consoles. And others just continue to do the same thing.
Oh, no.
Welcome to the next podcast.
Okay.
I was gonna say, are we ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
No, we're ready for. No, we're not. We're not ready for anything. We are ready to introduce the next panel member. Is what we are ready for, and he's coming straight from the West Coast. That is right. He is my West Coast brother, rocking that mullet like no other. Dark Optimus, what is up, brother?
What's up, man? Happy to be here. Ready to talk about some games and you know, maybe get a little wild tonight. We'll see.
We'll
Oh, hi. Thanks for checking in. I'm still a piece of garbage.
Love that. I love that, by the way.
You know, someone has to be a piece of garbage, and I'll take the mantle.
Well, according to other podcasters, that might be me, but you know, it is what it is.
Oh, well, then let's play it again.
Oh, hi. Thanks for checking in. I'm still a piece of garbage.
How dare I have a diverse opinion? Anyway, yo, shout out to Sir X-Man hitting up that super chat early, guys. That is right. The super chat works. Try it. As my brother Mooch says, you will love it. He says, I believe in miracles. Go Xbox. Hello, everybody. And you know what? I understand the Go Xbox thing. I don't think miracles are necessary, bro. I do not think miracles are necessary. I do think 23 Studios that are first party is absolutely amazing. So we'll just go from there and move forward. Guys, you know, my first topic was going to be Redfall, but we got some new information that supposedly leaked about Gran Turismo 7 that I want to bring to the forefront for the first topic to let people get warmed up and such. And it seems that Gran Turismo 7 will not be using ray tracing when you're actually racing in the game. No, sir. They are leaving ray tracing for the garage, in other words, to check out your vehicle, and you can put ray tracing on replays. So you can replay, you know, take a look at the race that you just did, but with better graphics in terms of ray tracing. Now, the reason why I bring this up is Forza Horizon 5 was shown, and it looked absolutely incredible. And then it came out later on that ray tracing was only going to be used for the Forza Vista option or feature in that game. And that's basically when you're looking around the car, they're going to use ray tracing to have lights, reflections, all that good stuff kind of bounce off the car, make it look the most realistic that it can possibly be. And a lot of people out there on Twitter hammered that to death, did nothing but talk shit constantly about that. And a lot of these dudes, they were PlayStation extremists, but for some rhyme or reason, when this information came out about Gran Turismo 7, it seems to be absolutely okay, and there's no problem with this now. K Mega, what do you think about this information? I know you are a racer. We play Forza together. We played it when it was in like heavy rotation on my side and on your side. You know, we played with the Don. The Don is a dirty ass racer, by the way. Just he will sideswipe you no matter what. But what do you think about this news by about Gran Turismo 7 not using ray tracing? It is a closed circuit racer, so it's not open world the way Forza Horizon 5 is, but not using ray tracing except for Garage, except for replays. And let me know what you feel about this game, what we've seen so far in general, because to me, this game, at least graphically, is looking incredibly underwhelming in comparison to what people think is its counterparts with Forza Horizon and Forza Motorsport.
Well, the game looks a lot better than Motorsport. That's for sure. And I think that's the one thing where PlayStation fans can lick their chops on, is that this game will look better. But overall, I mean, it's just the same thing that we always hear, where people they get out here on the internet, they started yapping, and then when the information comes back where they were wrong, they're quiet, or they make some kind of other excuse or some kind of narrative to push another narrative about something else. They'll run away from the actual fact. There's some people out there that'll admit that they're wrong, but I mean, listen, I know people get into this point where they get upset about these developers keep talking about COVID and the situation at hand, where it's been hard to develop these games. And the way that studio operates, it's slow as molasses. But they do bring out a good product overall. Now, like GT Sport wasn't the best looking game at all, for sure, but it still was a good driving simulator. That's the one reason why I still love GT to this day. But it is definitely it definitely says that the competition has far exceeded it, because when you look at it from the standpoint where people are trying to compare a game that's an arcade racer compared to a simulation racer that's supposed to be, that overall you would think that that would be a better looking game overall by leaps and bounds, just because of the fact that it isn't open world.
There you go.
But yeah, that's the problem right there that I have with people that are still trying to hold the narrative, because they're trying to put Forza Horizon in this box, when really the true competition to GT is Motorsport. If Motorsport was out instead, and then they were doing a comparison, then that's fine. But I mean, they were over here bragging about dynamic weather. If you remember, Motorsport didn't have dynamic weather for what? I think it was over a year. It was a minute before they added dynamic weather. And it wasn't like really like truly dynamic. It was just rain. And so
and it was scripted throughout the races. Like lap 2 was going to start to drizzle, then you get lap 3 would pour, and then it would start clearing up towards the latter laps. I noticed that as well, bro.
Yeah, so I mean, listen, you hope the game to come out and be as the best that it can be. But if people are going to try to act like this, they better have the same energy regarding their own for the games that they cap for the most. And obviously, this is the first thing that you'll hear from people. Well, I'm not really into racers. I'm not that big of a racing fan, so it really doesn't matter. Well, no, you shouldn't have opened your mouth and said anything if that was the case. I mean, Forza is already people. I've already seen people showing comparisons and things like that, which I don't like those. Unless both games are out at the same time. I mean, both games aren't out yet, so there's still development work to be done. But those games are, but like you said, it didn't look anywhere near as good as Forza Horizon 5. And we're talking about a game that's going to be 2 times bigger than its previous game, which that game was big itself, and it was beautiful. So it's a waste of time, and then pretty much just making GT look even more of a second place driver or racer than its competition. So just stop talking about it.
mid tier, which I am sad about because Gran Turismo is what got me into racing simulations, and it hooked me so much back in the PlayStation 1 days, and it really kind of drove me to play other racing games. When it came out, Tokyo Extreme Racer on Dreamcast, stuff like that. But it all started with Gran Turismo. I do have to say, I feel like what I've seen graphically. Now, I'm not saying anything about the physics. I haven't played the game, but graphically so far, from what I've seen from GT7, is very underwhelming. Thinking that it is a closed circuit racer, they can do so much more. They can add so much more in terms of graphics and stuff like that into the game because it's not open world. They're not dealing with. They know exactly where you can and can't go on a closed circuit race. You know what I'm saying? You can't drift off to the left and go downtown to 7-Eleven or anything like that. You're on this racetrack. So the detail and everything like that. They really got to work and put it in to make sure they're as detailed as possible. Sir X-Man hitting up that super chat one more time. Thank you, brother, for the support. He says GT1 was like that. The replays looked like real life. Now, they definitely did look better. And I'm not arguing on whether or not that was the right thing to do in terms of development. You would just think that with a closed circuit racer, they would be able to put more detail and stuff as opposed to an open world.
But GT1 through 3 was the best looking racer that was out.
At that point in time.
At that point in time. I mean, Need for Speed was king then, but there was nothing but Need for Speed wasn't touching what GT1 through 3 was doing back then. Not
Mega, real quick, I gotta ask you, because of what's going on here in terms of games using ray tracing to like a minimal effect, using ray tracing in certain aspects, and thinking about what we heard and how people were kind of like hyping up the systems before they dropped, do you think that ray tracing was an overhyped kind of like feature, kind of like marketing term that we're not really seeing used in its fullest? Like, do you think that ray tracing is overhyped for this generation of consoles right now?
Yeah, it kind of is. Luminen is now becoming the new standard because it's a lot less demanding on the games, while ray tracing is really, really heavy and it causes a lot of problems. So therefore, it was a great talking point to get people excited because, of course, these GPUs and everything that with NVIDIA and all the AMD, they was talking about ray tracing and that's the big talking point. But now was more and more we're starting to hear more and more devs want to go with Luminen. And I mean, matter of fact, I believe that one of the first people that I heard talk about it not only was Don, but also people from Ninja Theory start talking about Lumen. And when they had that one little special, and they were showing like the locations where they were picking up the pictures and showing all like the landscape and all that. That's where I first heard about that, and I'm like, what the hell is that? And then I asked Don about it, and then Don was bringing it up and things like that. So then I started doing my own research on it, and more and more devs are going that route. Like ray tracing to still be around, and I think the more and more that it gets where games will come out and these developers will understand the tech from both the PlayStation 5 and the Series X and S, ray tracing will probably be easier to implement, but it's such a resource hog that if they have to make a choice overall, I think Lumen is going to be the ultimate choice, and ray tracing is going to just be one of those fads that was about this, just like AK. So I think that's the biggest thing right there. So ray tracing was just a selling point.
All right, I got you, bro. I got you. Let's get our racing expert into this, guys. I don't know if you know this or not, but this man lives, eats, and breathes racing games. Of course, it is Dark Optimus. Dark.
I was like, who are you talking about? Because
Dude, what do you
Go
think
ahead.
about this news here? Again, Forza Horizon 5 caught a lot of shit on social media for not using ray tracing in an open world racing game that already looked absolutely incredible when it comes to the backdropping cars and everything. But when they said, yeah, they're using ray tracing in Forza Vista and not in the racing, got hammered. What do you think? Is the same energy going to go on here? How do you feel about what they're doing with GT7, man?
The same energy, dude? No, there's not gonna be the same energy. You know that. Come on, it's fucking social
Why
media.
not? We're supposed to be
Come on.
level-headed
Come on.
gamers here,
You
brother.
know what it's like, dude. Come on, you know what
I
it's
have
like.
no
Don't-
experience. I have no idea what you're talking about.
You have no idea, dude. This honestly, I could give two fucking shits, man, about fucking any of this ray tracing bullshit. Like, I could care less about ray tracing, to be honest. Like, at all. Like, even I'm playing Deathloop right now, and I'm not playing with ray tracing on at all. Like, there's no ray tracing.
That game.
I'm playing it in the performance mode with the 60 frames per second in 4K. That's it.
That game
That's
looks
how I'm playing.
mediocre to me, bro. I understand, a lot of
It's pretty good.
reviewers said it was good, but every time I see actual gameplay of the game, I'm just like, okay. Like, is it really?
It's good. It's good. It's just not. I wouldn't give it a 10 out of 10.
People are saying
definitely
it's
not
a
a
year
10 out of 10.
contender right here.
Yeah, that's what I was hearing too. Yeah, and I watched
I
Addict play
wouldn't
it.
even go that far. I would just say it's a good game. We'll probably forget about it in like a year or two. So, it's a good game though. I mean, it's not a mediocre game, and it's not the best game. It's kind of like in between that. I would give it like an 8.5 or an 8. At this point.
Oh, that's a good game then.
It's a good game. Yeah.
Yeah, solid game. Yeah.
It's a solid game, yeah. I mean, it's got good mechanics to it and stuff like that. But I mean, to get back on track here, yeah, that whole ray tracing thing, man, it's so overhyped, dude. Like, all that stuff has been overhyped. This whole entire beginning of this generation has been overhyped. Like, there's just things that I'm just like I kind of figured that was going to happen though. Like, I was just like, there's no way that these consoles are going to be able to do ray tracing 4K and 60 frames per second. I just don't see it happening. I mean, like they're going to have to, if they want to keep the graphics that they're doing now, there's no way they're going to be able to do it on a piece of hardware like this. I mean, barely. I mean, I don't know. I can't attest to this because I know I don't really play on PC, but I think Pred can attest to this, and because he plays on PC. But I think even a lot of PCs have.
Oh my!
I think a lot of PCs have problems even running ray tracing, at least from what I've heard. I don't know if Pred has experienced that at all.
No fucking PC I got a fucking beast over here.
Dark, you should know what he has.
He just teabagged you,
Hey, I don't give him money so I could see his PC, okay? I give him money so I could see that dang thing.
That dang.
He likes to get teabagged.
So you can see what? You can see what?
Oh my goodness!
Oh
I
shit!
think we
Looked
need
on
more
you, and
thumbs
you
up after that one.
held him up. Like,
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Hey, yo.
But no, I mean, like
Thanks,
there's
OnlyFans is alive.
There's always gonna be this stigma between both racers, because one side's gonna say, oh well, this one's better, the other side's gonna say this one's better. Who really gives a shit? We're like we're arguing about racing games. Like, who fucking cares? Like, I don't understand how big this shit is. Like, I don't get it.
Racing games are international, bro. They might not.
I don't get it though. I do not get it. I like cars as much as anybody else does.
There's more people that plays these.
No, let me finish. Let me fucking finish. Hold on. Hey,
So you
Hey,
can play a
idiots,
story.
let me finish, okay?
What you're trying to say, Dark, is that you're just going to go and play the good racers on Xbox because you have a Series S now, right?
Well, I'm definitely gonna play Forza Horizon because I think I like the open world racing games, of course. Yeah, but we're arguing about fucking racing games. Like, who gives a fuck? Like, honestly, I don't understand who cares really about either side. Like, it doesn't fucking matter. Like, honestly, like I would rather compare, you know, one
All specs?
game. I would rather compare, you know, PlayStation exclusives to Xbox exclusives all day than compare two fucking racing games. Like, no. Like, get that shit out of here. I know they're both
But they're
exclusive.
exclusives.
Dark,
Yeah.
I know they're
Dark,
exclusives.
If you keep
I
this
know
up,
that.
I am taking away the title of next podcast racer extraordinaire. If you keep
I
talking
know.
this slander, bro.
I know that shit is, you know, I know that it's popular and I know that people love it and people are like, I can't believe you don't like racers.
Look at him
and they
talking
get all
down to people that like
butthurt.
racers. Like, come on.
Wow.
They get all butthurt because I don't like that stuff. And it's like, dude, honestly, like, and we're talking about ray tracing here. Like honestly, I don't even think next gen's is gonna be at that point yet.
I disagree.
Like these consoles, I just don't think we're I don't think we're at that point yet, man. Honestly, I just don't, because it's like I just
So you're
I
saying
don't see the
playing
hype.
mostly on the PlayStation 5 has got you to where you think that we won't have that type of technology going this forward? Is that what you're saying?
I just don't think that ray tracing is that big of a deal, to be honest. Like, honestly, I've seen it on games. I've seen it on games. Yes, I have. But it doesn't take me and pull me into the game more than anything else on the game. Like, it's not something that makes me feel like, oh my god, I have to play this game because of the ray tracing. You know, I don't. I swear, I fucking had it.
There we go.
How do
All
we
you
like
idiots.
him?
Fucking
I'll
had it
give
with
him
all
that.
you idiots.
Oh my goodness.
He is slowly becoming the angry otter.
Yo,
Yes.
slowly, right? Yeah, slowly.
Otter dog.
Yo, well, Crispy, real quick, what do you think about this news here? Because again, you know, Forza got bashed, and we all saw it. Like, you know, there were people when the way they presented Forza Horizon 5, when they showed kind of like the still shot of the scenery before the cars came in, people were thinking those were like actual pictures of, you know, landscapes in Mexico, and then the cars came in. They're like, oh shit, that's the game. But none of that mattered when the information came out that they weren't using ray tracing in game except for Forza Vista. So what do you think? GT7, they're not using ray tracing when you're racing. Is it going to get that same energy, bro?
No. I mean, we all know it's not. I ignore things like this. I really do. I don't. It's all objective. Like, if it looks good to you, it looks good to you. Now, maybe your brain's full of freaking rocks. I don't know. But if you're going to sit here and tell me that what we've seen so far from GT7, not saying it's going to be the end game, okay? What I'm saying is what we've seen does not look anywhere near a game that's about to come out. Think about that. The game is about to come out. Horizon 5, they're not using just ray tracing and all that. They're going to use every tool possible. And I'm telling you right now, the more and more games that they do in Unreal 5 are going to look semi, if not movie-like realistic. And they're going to look that good because they are mapping worlds using cloud AI that Microsoft has developed. They're sending drones out and mapping hundreds of miles, and they're mapping real world, just landscapes, and then also they're looking at, you know, the shadows and everything else. Like, that's why Horizon 5 looked that good. Like, it's not just the power of the Series X. There's more to it. There's more funds and R&D that is going into making, and who knows, Epic could be like, hey, we're throwing you a bag here. Like, you guys figure this out, and then it goes into our developer system with Unreal 5, and we just use it with Lumen and everything else. Like, it could be a game changer as far as gaming is concerned, and a lot of people are just going to ignore that, and that's fine. Like, you could say I'm wrong, I'm stupid, I'm crazy, but I mean, you just see the amount of resources that Microsoft has at this point.
You're stupid, you're crazy.
Thank you. All right, so tell me why I'm wrong. Stupid and crazy all at once. But in all seriousness, like, you have to look at this and say, okay, like, let's ignore the BS. Like, yes, they have more money, but also it seems like at this point they are using that money to invest more and more into gaming. And I think that's where we're at the point where Horizon 6 or you know, just wait until, you know, Forza comes out. It's just going to be Forza Motorsport. That's it. I wonder how that's going to look. And that's going to be simulated. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be simulated. It's going to be in a track, you know, real world track. It's going to be in there. But if they use that same mapping and stuff, those tracks are going to look better than you've ever seen in your life. And I think that's going to just be crazy. If there's crowd, you know, a lot of crowd in the stand, like, it feels like an atmosphere. Dude, people are not going to be used to that because it could be really low resolution and have a good crowd, and, you know, the game runs well and it drives good, but at the same time, like, you could have nothing there and it just be so good looking that you just drive and you just enjoy it. So that's the whole point. Like we said, GT7 is not coming out yet. Like, I'm Gran Turismo. I used to love that. Like, Gran Turismo 2.
When does GT7 come out? Do you know? March, so it's early next year, right?
Yep.
All right.
You know,
well, thank you, K-Man.
It'll get delayed. Don't worry about
but
it.
if it looks worse than Forza Horizon 5 and Forza Horizon 5 is coming out this year, I don't know, but we got to wait for the somewhat release. We've already seen enough from Horizon 5 that you're just like,
don't show us anymore. Yo, Playground, don't show us anymore. Not only that, I got to give a shout out to Playground Games. Playground Games has won an award. They won this award 5 years straight. And this award is one of the best places to work in the UK. That is such a breath of fresh air. You know, you hear about harassments and you know, sexual harassment, female discrimination, treating developers like horribly and stuff like that. But over at Playground, they're catching awards for best place to work in the UK. One of the best places to work in the UK. So shout out to Playground for that. That is a huge accomplishment, I feel, in today's kind of like gaming industry. But let's see, Predator. What do you think about this, man? You already heard me say what the premise was. GT7, Forza Horizon 5. What are your thoughts, bro?
We're talking about the ray tracing aspect of it. Who cares? So you're racing, like you're in a car going 100 plus miles an hour. You're not going to notice ray tracing anyway. I could understand if they had it like if you have the internal view of the car and you're racing and that's what you see, and they had ray tracing in that aspect of it. But like, I don't really pay attention to that, to be honest with you. And I'm kind of like with Dart. Even though I do play on PC a little bit, I turn it on, but like it's a performance hit, you know, when you have it on. So sometimes I play with it on, sometimes I play with it off. Sometimes I play with it in the shower. Just making sure y'all listening. But like, wow. it's I won't say it's a gimmick. It's a tool that you can use, but it's not the end all be all to video games. You know, like, I mean, there's plenty of games like the last Forza didn't have ray tracing, and we played it and we fucking loved it. So, so if this, Gran Turismo doesn't have it, so be it. I mean, I'm sure the game will be fine. A lot of the PlayStation community has been wanting a single player racer. They've been wanting this game specifically for years. You know, when's the last time GTA came out? Gran Turismo 6. When did that come out?
That was on PS3.
PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, I mean, like,
And
I just hope they don't
then
fuck
they
it
only
up.
had a
You
certain
know?
number of highly detailed cars. Like most of the cars just had a black kind of like cockpit. It's all blacked out, and only a certain
Yeah.
number were quote unquote premium cars that you can see like the dashboard and the steering wheel and stuff like that. So
I'm
like
sure there's going to be some kind of catch to this game, like there, like the amount of cars or just something. Like there's just going to be a microtransaction. Something's going to come that's going to knock
well,
this game
you
down
have
a
to have an
notch. But
online connection even to do
yeah, all I
the
know.
campaign. Like
So I guess we'll see. I'm curious to see if they can produce a Gran Turismo 8. Say like Forza had a nice cycle going for a while. They had a Forza every year, whether it's Motorsport or the other one. So I want to see, after this Gran Turismo, how long it's going to take for them to come out with another one, because it's this long gap they've had. That's not going to be good if people love this game. So, but I mean, I'm happy they're getting back into that space where they got a racer, first party racer out. But the ray tracing thing, I'm not looking too deep into it. It's just it's just fodder for us fanboys that want something to complain about. So.
well, yeah, I got you. And like when the consoles, were first talked about, we started getting information about them. Thinking about ray tracing. I'm standing by. Ray tracing is a game changer, and it's which system will be able to implement it in its fullest. I think with certain technology that they are working on, at least I know more about this on the Xbox side with the machine learning and with the technology to be able to take a lower res textures and let the system itself bump those textures up to 4K or whatnot when you're playing the game, keeping the file size smaller, keeping like everything smaller so they can implement more into the game. I think we're going to see more ray tracing as time goes on. But for right now, I mean, you look at the way Forza Horizon 5 looked, and you can't say that was an ugly game, even though it wasn't using ray tracing. So, let's see what happens within this generation. I think it's too early, at least for me, to say that, ray tracing is overhyped, because I think, once they really start getting in and implementing it more in games, I think people will see how much that really changes things. I know Watch Dogs Legion on my Series S with the ray tracing on, dude, game looks absolutely incredible. And I cannot tell a lie. My eyes, they're not deceived. The game looks absolutely incredible with ray tracing. So hopefully when they get
Well,
into
here's the
more,
thing with these games, like this generation, like they can always come back and patch it in later. You
yeah,
know,
I'm so
so
tired of
it,
hearing that P word
I,
though.
I'm tired of it happening too, because by the time they do that, I'm done with the game, and I
Yo,
really
for
would
real.
like to play it with everything in it. But Sony will just sell it to you for $30.
Yeah, sell it to you for some price. There's gonna be some
They'll
price
sell
there.
it to
There's
you. They'll
nothing
add it to
free. There's
DLC
nothing
or
free
something
over
like
there,
that, and charge you $10-30 for it, and call it a what do they call them now? A director's
It's
cut.
director's cut. The director's cut, baby. Yo, shout out to Sir X Man hitting up that super chat one more time, brother. I did not forget about you. He said, "I love Assetto Corsa." He says, "Irishing Forza Motorsport 7, private cars on my PC, triple screen, Thrustmaster TMX wheel, Fanatec Club Sport V2 paddles in ray tracing, dude." You just sounded like you founded
Still
the
coming in last
PC
place.
Master Race right there, man. Where you coming with all those words, bro? All those
It's
words,
still
yo.
it's still coming in
Still
last
coming
place.
in last place. See, I
Oh
didn't say
man.
that. That was Predator right there. He was throwing that shade, brother. He was throwing that shade. But yeah. So it remains to be seen. Let's move on to the next topic, because this is interesting to me as well. Again, a lot of shade being thrown out there. A lot of people just trying to talk bullshit on social media, and screenshots for an upcoming Xbox exclusive called Redfall. Kind of leaked out online, and they weren't supposed to be shown. And people kind of grabbed these screenshots and started running with them, talking about, oh, this game. To be really honest with you, I do gotta say the character that I seen, the female character, no lie, it looked like it came straight out of a 360 game. I can't. I'm not gonna lie about that. Like that screenshot itself, and people started really going in talking about the game. Oh, is this the game you're hyped for? This and that or whatnot, and kind of ignored the fact there was a couple of things that I thought they ignored. First off, they ignored the fact that this wasn't supposed to be shown whatsoever, and it got leaked. The other thing, that these people that were going in and trying to trash Redfall about these screenshots, they never took into account how early the game build might have been where these screenshots came from, because we've all seen over time. If you have ever watched any kind of like Destiny documentary, and they showed like early kind of like early gameplay and stuff, like it looked really bad graphically. It looked really bad graphically because they were just trying to get the gameplay down and stuff like that. They're trying to get the menu set up right before they went in and really kind of bolstered up the detail and all things of that nature within the game. But it looked absolutely horrible. Now you look at it now, I don't think you would say that. But it's amazing how people ignored all that. But let's go to Dark on this. Dark, what did you think about the Redfall screenshots? Do you think there is any cause for concern here when it comes to this game and how it's gonna look when it comes out, bro?
I mean, the game, when I saw it, I was like, I have no interest in this game at all. It looked like a fucking
Really?
like a what do you call it? It looked like Left 4 Dead or Back for Blood, but with vampires. And I was just like, nah,
I can
I'm
see where
good.
you're saying that, but from the leaked shots and everything, we're looking at more like a looter shooter like Destiny 2, but with the vein of like hunting vampires in an open world.
Yeah,
No?
I'm so tired of looter shooters, dude. It's not even like, I wish they would just stop making them, to be honest. I mean, I saw some of the screenshots and I was just like, man, I'm not even interested in this game at all. I know it's from Arcane and stuff like that, who just made Deathloop. I mean, it might be good. I don't know yet. We don't know until it actually comes out. I mean, they're just screenshots. They're not like gameplay or anything like that. It's something that we haven't seen really anything. And I mean, they're probably shitty screenshots, to be honest.
They
Like,
are pretty shitty.
at least the ones that, like, it looked like somebody took a picture of them and it was just like, here you go.
The one that had the male character in the menu, like it looked like such a low res picture. Like it was really bad.
Yeah, that's on. I'm like, I don't buy into this shit ever. So it doesn't even phase me at all. It's just like I don't get it, man. I don't get the hype behind this game. To be honest, like, I understand that people are excited for it because
more
it's
than the hype behind Deathloop, dude. To be really honest with you.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I didn't even get the hype around fucking Deathloop. To be honest, I didn't like. Just like I don't. I honestly do. Honestly, I'm gonna be completely honest here, and I know I'm probably gonna get a lot of shit for this. I don't see the hype behind a lot of Bethesda's games, to be honest.
Ooh.
And I know I'm gonna get shit for that, but
like Elder Scrolls stuff like that, man.
Yeah, like even Elder Scrolls. Like I don't even.
Dark doesn't like any games.
I'm so surprised. Anytime I think there's a game, I'm like, yo, Dark's gonna like this. Like I know Dark's gonna like this. When we talk about it on the show, he's like, nah.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I like Elder Scrolls, but I'm not like, oh my god, I can't wait for the next Elder Scrolls. Holy shit, like, I'm not like that at all. Like, the only games I ever get like that for are things that I'm
Shower with that.
No, I wouldn't say.
He said shower with Bob.
Shower with Daddy. No, the one that I'm actually hyped for is of course anything that Insomniac does. I'm hyped for it, dude.
For sure.
Like like
Fucking-
anything that
Fucking
that's
Pegasus pony.
Pegasus pony.
No.
Oh no.
I'm hyped for to see Fable. I'm hyped for that. I definitely, because I know what Playground Games can do. And that's the thing. Like, I know what Bethesda can do, Arcane can do, but they've kind of dropped the ball in the past couple years. Like, they really have with their games. Like, even Fallout. I know everybody's just like, Fallout 4 is one of the best games of
never
last
liked
generation,
Fallout.
and I was just like, nah, dude, nah, this is not it. Fallout 4 was fucking garbage, to be honest to me. And then Fallout 76, I know a lot of people like it, and I know it's gotten better, but nah, this is not, that's not the Bethesda that I know, and that's a problem, because I'm a little concerned to see what comes down the pipeline from them. Actually, to be honest, I'm concerned about Starfield, to be honest. Like, that concerns me because
Why?
of the pedigree that's going on right now with Bethesda. Like,
Well, you
it's
saw
not.
in-engine on the teaser. Was there any cause for concern on what you've seen so far from the teaser?
No. There's no cause for concern on what I've seen. There's just cause of concern of what they've put out in the past couple of years. I mean, yeah, Deathloop is good, but
Well, that's their most
it's
recent
having
thing that they came out with.
Doom
but it's
Eternal
having
sucks
but
too,
it's
bro. Right?
but it's having
Doom
problems
Eternal
though.
sucks too, right?
But that's a different studio. That's
it.
Machine Games. That's
No,
different.
Doom
Like,
Eternal is id,
Yeah.
well, yeah, yeah,
I'm just gonna shut up now.
not Machine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
because
right.
I mean, you said all of Bethesda, and now you're saying, oh well, different studios. Within
Well,
the
I mean, so certain
Um,
studios in
Deathloop is
Bethesda's good.
Arcane, Leon.
Zenimax.
Arcane has had its problems too. I mean, with Dishonored and Dishonored 2, I mean, it's had its
love
problems
Dishonored,
there.
it just didn't sell well.
And both, I'm gonna say it, and you guys are gonna give me shit about it, but the last two Wolfensteins were very good. Like,
What?
That's
Wolfenstein,
Machine Games.
Wolfenstein, New Order. I know
Youngbloods?
that. I know that. Youngbloods was
Youngblood was fun as shit.
Youngblood sucked,
Beat
dude.
that.
No,
No, it didn't suck. It was fun. It was fun as hell. I
No,
mean,
Youngblood
You see the game
was
that's
terrible.
being played right now. This is Dark. This is the game that Dark would love to play right here. I am fish. Is what it is.
I thought that was Nemo or
Oh,
something.
man.
I didn't know. Yeah,
Dude, it's
but go ahead.
based off of Nemo. Like, it's got to be based off of Finding Nemo trying to escape the aquarium type situation. But yeah, this is Dark's game right here. Great Dark, this is right up your alley, bro.
I like the old Bethesda, like with Elder Scrolls, Skyrim and old.
So
and
what do you think they're
Morrowind.
gonna really do different with Elder Scrolls 6? That's
Well, I'm hoping that Elder Scrolls 6 is good, dude. Honestly, I am. I really am. I want to play Elder Scrolls 6, but I just, the way that they treated fucking Fallout 4, I don't see it, man. Like, I just, like, I don't see it.
they're gonna be using a new engine for these. Like,
Yeah, I understand that.
it's
I
look
just have
better.
I have caution.
It's gonna run
okay?
better.
I'm gonna have either way. You have your opinion. I have mine. I'm still gonna have cautions about it. Period.
You had to put it in there.
Saying, dude.
Yo, real quick. Shout out
You
to
know?
Sir X-Man hitting up that super chat. He said Predator was a PC fraud. He's not garbage though. Shout out to you, Sir X-Man, for the support. Shout out to Dreadpool, who is in the chat. Nukem is in the chat. Crazy Greek dude is here as well. What is up, people? Good to see you guys. Let's get to Crispy on this one. Crispy, the Redfall screenshots here. Do you think there's any cause for concern? Do you think people are kind of like going in too hard on like pre-alpha gameplay like screenshots that should have never been shown to begin with? We're never planning on being shown or anything like that. What do you think about this situation, brother?
I just like any game that has this issue. I just, especially being so far out, I just don't understand. I don't understand why people like try to read into this like it's something. Like I've played games that even I played the beta and I was like, what in God's name am I playing? And then all of a sudden the game comes out and I'm like, well, damn, you cleaned that up quick. Like it's a little weird. Like I've just been a part of, like, if you're a part of betas and alphas back even like, 10 years ago, it was something different. Like you had to deal with like what they were doing. Like I almost feel like nowadays like devs are just making like storyboards within the game instead of making an actual storyboard and have someone drawing it out and everything. Like they're just making it within the game and they're using the assets that are already there.
Like they're making it as it goes, you're saying? Like
Yeah, some of them are, but in a different way. So you build the story with the least amount of graphics possible, and you use just, the movements and you fine tune those and everything else. Then you go on to the next level where we clean it up, you make it look better, you start tweaking what you want to happen in that story. I mean, I don't know. I'm not no dev, but I feel like that's the way they go, some of them, because nowadays it's almost easier to just build it within the game than actually drawing it out for some people. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's on a PC or a tablet or something, you know what I mean? And they could actually like draw stuff better on that than I ever could. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like they could build within the game, and maybe that's what we saw. It's possible, which would be like pre-alpha. It's almost like, building the story within the game, but, not adding any single texture. Basically, like it looks like freaking somebody swiped a mop on the floor. You know what I mean? As far as visuals compared to what we have now. So it's just, it's one of those things where I go and say, dude, I've played games that it's looked almost that bad, and it's been beta, technically, what they called it at least, and it was horrible. And all of a sudden, it was amazing when I played it, when it launched. So I'm just gonna shut up about it. That's really all I gotta say. Like, be objective. Like, don't hate on things before they actually come out.
Dude,
I'm just saying.
I think it's way too early. Again, like it's so funny how quick people were to jump on this, but not even try to ask the question of, well, how old is this build? It was it from the beginning? Is it even a full game build, or was it just certain scenarios? Like they were testing out like how the menu system would look, or something like that, and kind of moving stuff around and such. Like you don't even know if it's a full build of the game or if it's just kind of like scenarios, and they're testing out, physics, menus, stuff like that before they put everything all together. To me, it's amazing that people just went in like, this is the way this game is going to look, and that's that. I was kind of
it's an easy narrative to follow,
about
Bot. Come on, let's be serious. It's just such an easy narrative, and it riles up people, and it gets, one side's like no, the other side's like yes, and it's just like, it's like, dude, you want those clicks. That's it. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I am not even going to engage with this. Even though I could destroy your comment in like 30 seconds, I just don't do it because I do not want to have that attention on that person. And that's the way I look at it now.
I got you, bro. Yo, shout out to Sir X-Man hitting up that super chat one more time. Brother, you are the super chat MVP tonight. Thank you for the support, bro. He says, why does it feel like the betas make us game testers? Now, I hear what you're saying on that. Certain betas, you definitely are testing the game, and you're helping the developers out. A lot of the times, it's with kind of like online components and getting people in and playing online together. Because the best way to test that out is to put it out there to a certain number of people, and kind of like stress the service out and see how it reacts or whatnot. But I'm actually a fan of it. I like when it's actually testing. Now, other companies, they have a tendency to put out, when you pre-order, you get access to the beta, and it's not really a beta, it's just a glorified demo, to which you kind of, you just get the game a little bit early. You get to try the game out a little bit earlier, and you're not really testing anything about it. In that case, I think they should just call it what it is and call it a demo, and stop using the whole term beta. only use beta and stuff like that if you're actually testing elements of the game out, and you need people to do that when you put it out there. But I hear what you're saying, bro. Predator, what do you think about these screenshots, bro? I'm not sure if you're even into, because we saw kind of like the reveal trailer for Redfall at E3 this year for Xbox. What do you think about the screenshots that came out? Any cause for concern on your side, bro?
To be honest, no, I wasn't interested in the game when I saw it pop up, to be honest with you. But it's super early. I mean, if you've played a pre-alpha before or something, and you see how shitty that game looks when you get it, you know it's gonna get, it's not gonna look the same when they finally get the release out. Like I remember some of the battlefields, the Ghost Recons I've been in, like, the fucking character's face wasn't even, loaded into the screen right. So it's early. Like anyone nitpicking on this right now, the game's not coming out for a while. Just stop. I would be worried about it. I mean, it's like you said earlier, it was something that wasn't supposed to be seen anyway. And if you judge, like, look at, like, I was playing Song of Iron, that I guess it's like what is it, like a indie game that came out like a couple of weeks ago, and he posted some screenshots, some video of how he kind of started the game. He's been really, the developer of that game has been really kind of open with his process of making the game. He's had a bunch of alphas and demos and stuff like that, and I followed the game pretty much since I found out about it. And so he had like a little dev diary, and he showed some of the screenshots of and some of the footage of the early builds of the game. It looks nothing like that now when he finished it. So chill out, people. Like, it's early. Just calm down. The game's got a lot of work to get done to it. So you're nitpicking about something this soon. You're just trying to find a reason to complain about something.
Yeah, I that's what I think too, man. It's again, it's funny how people will jump on this, but then something like GT7 comes out, and that's perfectly fine. Nothing really to see at that point in time. But K Mega, what do you think about this? See, I'm excited for Redfall, especially now I know it's more on the looter shooter vein. They have kind of like quote unquote exotic weapons that you can get, different, legendary weapons, kind of build your own character with unique weaponry and stuff, and kind of go in with your friends and do this kind of like vampire hunt type situation. I'm really excited about this. I don't think the screenshots mean too much because I don't know how early the build was that they took these pictures for. But what do you think, man? Any cause for concern on your side?
I didn't even take the time to go look and see what the pictures look like. It's asinine at this point to be looking at anything this early. I mean, it reminds me of the whole situation with Craig and everybody. But now the only difference was that game was supposed to be coming out last year, and so then that looked a little bit odd. But I can just go and remember when I played Biomutant at an E3 and how that game looked, and then how Biomutant looks now, and it's night and day comparison. I mean, what Priya was talking about with Song of Iron and tons of other games. Like, you go in there, and I played the Ubisoft game, the XD, I believe, X Defiant.
Yeah, I played that too. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I'm like, I know that game is going to look 10 times better. I mean, okay, just me and Brad, I know we both played this game, Blood Hunt, or the one with the vampires.
Yeah,
that's coming. Yeah, that game, the look of it now compared to what it was, and that was just what, a couple of months ago. Like, that was what? Yeah, and it's already 10 times more polished than what it was when we played it back then. So if devs can have the time to take like a month and a half or whatever and put that much detail into a game, just think about what they can do within a year. I mean, just look at what we've seen with Halo. I've seen some pictures of some, and they're supposed to be hidden or whatever, but there were some pictures of a Halo Infinite Brute. And they gave him the hair, the chin hair, the face paint, and And I mean, it's still rendered because it's not, it's not fully fleshed out, but you see that the details of the brute is there. So that's that all that stuff comes with time. And I believe that they do that stuff towards the end of the game anyway. They make sure that they get all the bugs, as many bugs as they possibly can, and everything else, and then they put in the detail of into their characters. So this was such a ridiculous, overblown issue, because if people are talking about it, and this game could definitely be just like all the rest of the games that we've found out about to be delayed too until later in the year or until 2023. So I mean, that to me is ridiculous to talk about a game that nobody hasn't even seen the actual gameplay of yet, and take a picture from whoever made it that had it hidden, and then they could do whatever they want to do to it to give it. Here's another great point. I remember when I got access to see Ghost of Tsushima. It was probably, I think, 2 weeks or a week before the game came out, and what the gameplay was awful. It was cringeworthy. It looked horrible. Like somebody was intentionally trying to make the game look bad. Well, we all know what Ghost of Tsushima looks like. So that just take this with a grain of salt. If anybody's over here using it, it's only, of course, for game, for fanboy fodder, and it's really should be just looked at and overlooked, until the next crazy thing that somebody else want to talk about to just get more attention. It's a nothing burger, in my opinion.
Nice. And shout out to the Don. I guess me and Predator, shared links because he wanted to see the screenshots. Guys in the chat, if you want to check out the screenshots, we did kind of put links there for if you haven't checked them out yet. But he even said that it looks mostly like early stuff and placeholders, and that's what I was thinking as well. And I think people are getting overly carried away. They're just. There's a lot of people out there to just really want to throw an L in the direction of Xbox every single time, no matter what. And it gets overwhelming, which brings us to our next topic because, guys, we have been dealing with this for quite a while now. People say that console war stuff has been going on, ever since, Nintendo and Sega. I gotta say that I feel, today's day and age, console wars are pretty much at their worst point I have really ever seen. Going from last generation into this generation, whether it was people attacking, a gaming actress because the game is only on one platform, timed exclusive for a year, talking about killing and rape and stuff like that, even down to just people on social media on a daily basis. It is hard. It is so hard to put something out there where you're trying to get just a decent conversation about the gaming industry, about games that are coming out around the corner, about games that are coming out in the future. It is so hard to put anything out there without having somebody come in and saying, yo, your platform sucks. Your platform doesn't do this. Oh, it's trash. There's no games, this, that, or whatnot. It's absolutely ridiculous, in my opinion. And the defense on all this is like, oh, it's just fun. It's healthy competition. And I've even heard like YouTubers, podcasters compare it to sports. Well, it's the same way if like the Giants were playing the Cowboys and stuff like that. And I really don't think it's in that same vein. To me, it feels like there's a lot more kind of like malicious toxicity kind of like underneath the wording of what's going on now. And I gotta ask you guys, like, is are console wars just healthy competition, or are we looking at kind of like the most toxic that we've seen, quote unquote, console warring, out there on the internet, social media, stuff like that? Like, who wants to take this question first, man? Nobody.
I'll take it.
Nobody.
I'll take it.
I say nobody.
I'll take it. I was just waiting.
Nobody wants to touch it though.
The one difference between this and sports, between this gaming situation and sports, is that if you got somebody like Matthew Stafford, who just went off with my Rams and just decimated the Bears defense, which the Bears
Yeah, he
have
did.
really, really good defense, right? I've had Bear fans hit me up and say, damn, you know what I'm saying? Good win. You know, but then again, you know, but it's like beforehand, it's like, oh man, you better watch out, that Bears, you know what I'm saying? And that's all, that's good. That's great, right? Love it. You know, I posted a picture earlier this week or last week or whatever it was, 49er. There was a guy in this crazy ass outfit and it had a 49er sticker on it. And so I said, oh man, time for you guys to get ready to get y'all's new outfits. And yeah, I mean, it's better. But if Kittles go out and get 125 yards and the 49ers run down the Rams' throat, I'm going to have to just give due. And that's one thing about sports fans. They at least know if they get beat, not, you know, if it's a close game, everybody says there's some kind of missing call, the refs did it, whatever. That's with any sport. But if it's just a beat down and it's one of those games where just that team was just better, that they will submit or they won't say anything. With this, it doesn't matter what Xbox does to some people. Like, I mean, we get into a situation where I'm looking and seeing people giving bad user scores to Deathloop because it's owned by Microsoft now. Like, the level of toxicity is ridiculous.
Dude,
I mean,
it's not healthy. Let's be real.
It's it's beyond healthy. And listen, when you got people that, this is the thing that trips me out more than anything, right? Like you get up there and everybody starts laughing or saying how cringe it is to see grown ass folks out here fighting at football and basketball stadiums and things like that, hockey stadiums. But the only difference is that why people aren't really fighting is because they're on the internet and a lot of people be hiding behind the keyboard, not showing their true identities. Because I guarantee you that's going to be one time where somebody pops up and say the wrong shit and somebody's going to be somewhere close in that vicinity and show up, you know, and say, yo, you know, and pull up. And then you're going to like, you know, what's happening? And because somebody is so toxic about talking about video games. I mean, listen, I've disagreed with people that try to say, well, the PlayStation, I mean, not the PlayStation, but the Sega, Nintendo wars back then were just as toxic. No, it wasn't. Because the one thing of it was is that, yeah, you had a preferred, you preferred Nintendo or you preferred Sega, but we played on both of those consoles.
Yeah, you'd go over to your friend's house with the other platform, excited to play whatever they were playing. Like, yo, you would talk shit in school, and then it's like, yo, you coming over to play Genesis, right? You're like, oh hell yeah, I am. Like,
right, yeah, because I want to whoop your ass on your own console, right? And then and vice versa. And you get it to where you ask your mom or your dad or your parents or grandparents, whatever. Yeah, can I get a Nintendo or can I get a Sega Genesis so I can get good at this one or two particular games so I can make sure that I'm going to commence to keep beating that ass on you know, and that's how it was. Now you got people that will absolutely say, I will not buy a PlayStation 5. I will not buy a Xbox Series S or X just because. But then have the audacity to call somebody a corporate slave or some kind of crazy, I don't know, word because or quote because of the fact that somebody wants to say that they like Xbox better than they like PlayStation or vice versa. I listen, when Xbox was doing bad, we all were critical on Xbox. Some people think we weren't critical enough, but that's fine. But as long as we knew that we were critical, that was what it is. Now you got people that just refuse to be critical about anything. Well, Xbox was going to charge you for the Xbox Live, right? Out of the blue and just they try to pull a Sony on you, right? Well, the public was like, hell no, you're not going to do that. There was not anybody on the panel that tried to defend it. Nobody. But there was people on social media that was trying to make a justification because it just didn't seem right for them to say that Xbox did something stupid. You know, and it goes into the situation now with people defending the stuff with these director's cuts and how they're trying to get over on PlayStation 4 gamers.
Dude, why did PlayStation even do any backwards compatibility when all they're gonna do is like
You know what?
And
that was just like the ray
it.
tracing talk that we were talking about. It was just all, hey.
Well, yeah, we got that too.
Yeah.
We got that too.
Right, because it was popular. There was all these different polls, and it was unanimous. PlayStation gamers wanted backwards compatibility, and they were so hyped because they were thinking of the old stuff.
They tell them what they want to hear. Come on. That's what a good company does, right? Until they backtrack on you, don't they? And then if you don't say anything, they're gonna keep doing it to you. By the way, if you do say something, like some of us do, and say, "Oh shit changed." Well, guess what? The power of the many is way greater than the power of the few, regardless.
Right. But still, at the end of the day, this is the difference between from certain fans that I see to others is that if one is held to one standard, those fans will completely complain until they completely switch. Other fans will just allow one switch and not a full switch of what you said first of all, because there's people that's still upset at Xbox about the VR situation. Now, I don't care of anything about the iHerpy machine, but the facts are facts, and that Phil Spencer did bring it up. It was supposed to be on the Xbox One X. It's not, so he should be talked about it. You know what I'm saying? He should be called out for it. I personally feel that VR is going to eventually come to Xbox, if not, or maybe some kind of form of AR or something. But I think that they're just waiting because it still hasn't, hell, PlayStation hasn't even showed anything with their VR yet. So the thing to me is just, overall, this whole situation where people are just taking it too far. There's what I call habitual line steppers. They go as far as they can, and then when people don't check them properly, they keep going. They keep overstepping that line. They keep overstepping it until somebody.
I think I might have experienced that within the past week or so.
Exactly. That's the reason why. That's the reason why I have the problems that I have with people today, because I never took that shit. I never have, and I never will. I don't care who you are. I speak my mind, and I let you know directly, and you can do the same thing. But and then we can go our separate ways and never talk again. I don't care. But the point of the matter is that if you wanted me to treat you like an adult, then it's vice versa. You're not going to get on here and we're talking about video games, make it out to be something where it's personal or totally disrespectful. No podcast should act like Neanderthals and take us back to where it sounds like we're a bunch of hoodlums instead of talking about gaming content where people want to actually hear. Yeah, there's some people that want to hear the fuck shit. That's fine. There's plenty of places to go do that. But where something I'm going to be at, or what if I'm going to do, I'm not going to follow that. And I'm not going to tolerate anybody to try to be any way or however way, because one thing I will say, and lastly, is that the one thing that I've dealt with for all the years that I've been doing this YouTube thing, it's a lot of backstabbing and disrespect and behind the scenes politics for no reason, for chicken scratch. Motherfuckers is out here tripping for not even beans and rice. It's a damn pinto bean and maybe a grain of rice. It's not even real bread. You know what I'm saying? You got to get to.
Why does it got to be beans or rice?
Because I mean,
shit. That's why.
Crumbs. Yeah, they're great, man. Beans and cornbread, but I'm just saying, hell, you don't even get cornbread because
it's a New England lobster roll. Man, there you go.
People will start going some places and they'll start talking bad about
right now because the lobster. They're like, what?
Well, at least they'll talk about.
They don't get it as cheap as us over here in Connecticut, bro. I'm saying.
But no, my last point though is just saying this is that there's people that get in here and they'll go places and they'll talk about other people and then fester up all types of bullshit. And next thing you know, it just causes a bunch of controversy. And then people that don't even know each other don't like each other because of just hoopla. It makes no sense to me. That's why I try to stay away from it as possible. It's not that I try to be a difficult person not to talk to or be around. I've been through it, and I don't want to deal with any type of drama. I'm just here to talk video games, and that's what everybody else I think is actually starting to get to for the most part.
Well,
but it's the people. but it's turned into but there's so many toxic people in the universe. It's crazy. Now somebody like Chris Hart, he's harmless. He's a gnat. You know what I'm saying? He's fun to listen to in the banter back and forth.
I was going to say a teddy bear, man. But he went gnat.
Yeah, he's a gnat, man. He's not a problem. He comes in and say PlayStation's the best, and for anybody that gets triggered by that, you gotta check your emotions. It's okay for somebody to say that they feel that PlayStation is the best, or just try to say a couple of things like that. But yeah, relax, pump the brakes. Let's keep it about gaming. Let's have a great conversation, but let's never take it personal, get ignorant, like we have been seeing it here lately.
Dude, one thing I will say, and guys, you know me, I'm gonna share my opinion whether it's popular or not when it comes to this. And again, it's hard to have a decent conversation about games, like especially on social media. But you also gotta look at it as some of the most toxic people are gaining followers, and when they're on YouTube, they're gaining subscribers. So I've seen so many people in the communities like, yo, let's put this console war thing to rest and stuff. But it does seem it seems like people are entertained by it, and the more you're entertained by it and you feed into it and you gobble up that content, you're like giving people a pass to kind of get that toxic, to kind of get in those situations and kind of build off of them instead of build off something that is more gaming centralized. You know what I'm saying? And not my piece of plastic versus your piece of plastic type situation. It's crazy out there. You can't
You know what?
Go ahead.
You know what's crazy, Bot? You know what's really crazy? For people, in 30s plus, I grew up arcades, then I got my first Nintendo Entertainment System, and then and you got to remember, we didn't call it NES back then. We called it Nintendo Entertainment System because that's how much it meant to us. And then I saw these stupid commercials like Sega do what Nintendo don't, and you're like, oh, okay, what you doing? And then some of the sports games back then on there. Dude, some of the sports games though, they had sports games on lock on the Genesis. They really did. They had some of the best sports games.
Joe Montana,
dude. The NHL series from EA Sports, dude. That 93 to 95, and those were the prime years for Genesis, dude. Those games, I was like, man, this is great. I could play that for hours.
College basketball, dude.
It was really good, and that's where I go and say I went to a point where I was Genesis, and then I went to PlayStation and PlayStation 2. The problem I always had is I lived down the street from a Blockbuster, so I would see gaming consoles dwindle in the aisle, and then I would realize I bought the wrong console. So I had a Sega Saturn. I ended up getting a PS1 because I watched I played every game that Sega Saturn made at that period in time. There was 50 games maybe, and there was 150, 200 PlayStation 1 games. I was like, can I play that? No, it's not there. I'd be looking at the PS1 to see if I could find the Sega Saturn if it had it. And probably the best shooter I played on Sega Saturn was Black Hawk Down. I played that numerous times. And then, after that, I was like, I'm done. I got to a point where I couldn't find enough games for it that I was like, I'm done. And I moved on to the next console. And I played PlayStation for 12 years. And now I'm on Xbox. And what it really comes down to nowadays is, do you like multiplayer or do you like single player? And I'm going to tell you something right now. I'm looking to possibly upgrade to a PlayStation 5 at some point. Now, am I looking for it right now? Not really, but I'm just kind of putting the feelers out there hey, if you come across one, let me know, to some of my friends, close friends. And if they do, they're not going to sell it to me at some crazy price because you've shown me Wolverine. I'm very interested in that. You know what I mean? comic book like heartstrings, as I said on Twitter. Comic book heartstrings. Like it pulls at my heart and makes me feel like, no, this can't happen. So I need to play it. And Insomniac doing it, even better. So I don't know, like this fanboy shit, like to me, it's laughable. I mean, I do get involved in it at times because people say stupid crap, and it's like, dude, like you need to chill. And you know, some of these people have followed me for years. It almost feels like at this point. So I'm just like, I have to say something, and if they listen to me or they don't, like as long as they're respectful to me, that's the way I look at that shit. But other than that, like I try not to engage in it that much.
All right, I got you, brother. I got you. Again, like I just the more and more that this goes on, man. Like I thought this generation, like things would calm down a little bit, and it's just escalated so rapidly, man, to the point where like you can't even say anything on social media without getting like this whole band of people coming in to just do nothing but talk shit. Like you just pose a simple question or opinion, and all of a sudden it's like, well, your system is trash, and this and that, and it's like, whoa, damn, yo, calm down. Like, are you really triggered that quickly by just a little comment like that, man? It's getting absolutely ridiculous out there, in my opinion. But let's bring Predator into the mix on this. Now, Pred, I know you were not a stranger to Twitter, all right, and I know you've got to see all this. Is it just me, or is like the whole console warring thing, man? It's like escalated higher than I've really ever seen it, and like people are still saying it's just healthy competition, dude. I gotta wonder. Like, do you agree with that? What's your take on this, bro?
No, because I remember being on another podcast, and one of the members was saying the same thing, but his jokes or healthy competition is what thrives him on social media, and he just continues to do the shit he does. It's like there's certain people in the community who just they can't open their mouth and say anything positive about their other console choice, should I say. So I mean it's getting worse. And if you think that it was gonna like kind of tame out with the new generation, you're wrong. There's always gonna be that competition. I think the internet helped spread that a lot. We didn't have these issues before when we didn't have the internet back in the Sega Nintendo days. You know, so like everybody now has a voice and they can hide behind a screen, you know, and they can say what they want to say, whether it's some racist rants or just, you know,
Seen that too.
just
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's just like they speak and they don't really know what the fuck they're talking about. They just say things, and you know, it's things they would say. They wouldn't say if they were in your face. You know, they wouldn't say the things. Some of these people would not talk the way they talk in person. They get fucked up personally. Like, I mean, like, and it's just honest to God truth. They wouldn't talk the way they talk in front of somebody, and they just do it behind a keyboard and a screen. So it gives them a little bit of fuel, especially some of these other podcasters that do that shit, and they get their backing from their little clique, you know, because they'll all jump in on you. Like, it's gotten so bad you can't say
clicks
something.
now, especially with the spaces that they have on Twitter now. Like these cliques and groups and stuff like that are coming out full force, bro.
Yeah, like you can't even say something or bring up a topic on Twitter sometimes without getting retweeted, commented on. Someone has to say something. It's not even following you, by the way. You know, they'll say something to you about you, and then it just goes from there, and it turns into this big debate over something that you said or thought that you had, and you know, it's your own personal opinion, and you get attacked for it. You know, I tried in the beginning days of my Twitter days. I might have said some slick stuff to some people, but I sit back now, and when I post something, I just wait, and it happens every single time. You know, you start asking questions about something, or you know, you say something negative about a different console, or just anything in general. Like it ain't gotta be console wars at this point. It's like just a game or something like that. You know, everyone has their opinion. They feel like they need to defend their opinion. You know, and or debate with you about something that you said. I'm like, I ain't here for that. And what I typically say to someone who jumps on my Twitter is like, bro, you came here. Like, no one asked you to respond to me. You know what I'm saying? Like you had an option to just keep scrolling and not say anything, but then you jumped in my Twitter feed with your fucking mouth. You know, I don't mind getting into small little conversations with people that are intelligent, but I've had people talk about my kids. I've had people talk about me. I've had people talk about the military, my Cowboys. Like in like derogatory ways. One of the dudes, like I had to get. I remember telling Kay Megan the story. It's like I found that motherfucker. I did some research. I found out his address and I sent it to him. I said, keep talking shit. he fucking blocked me and moved on. But I mean,
wow.
It's like you don't fuck with my kids, man. Like I got access to some shit that I can use to my advantage if I need to. And I said, okay, cool. You want to play like that? Hold on a second. So I sent him a screenshot of his house on Google Maps, and he left me alone after that. But it shouldn't get to that point. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, like you have an option as a human being to just not say anything at all. I think our parents taught us that, right? If you ain't got nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all. And that's why I take the internet. Like if someone, I would never attack someone I don't know, like, verbally, like on Twitter, like I don't do that shit anyway, unless someone comes after me, but I would never just say something and kind of to piss people off and troll them on Twitter, on social media, or something like that. But like, that's what this community is. That's what this culture is now. And the fucked up part of it is like, I've worked with HR before and I've had to hire people, or help hire people. And one of the things we look at is your social media. Like we'll find it. It ain't that hard anymore. You get your email address. We start looking through shit. We got people to do this shit for us. They pull shit up that you don't know that you might have said something to someone 3 years ago that's going to come back and haunt you. And that might be the reason why you didn't get a job, because you called somebody's mom a banana sausage lover. I mean, I'm grown. I ain't looking for no job right now. But some of y'all kids out there are younger as fuck, and y'all still trying to get your life together. You're gonna want that nice paying job one day, and they're gonna pull up some shit you said in 2021 about stuffing something in someone's asshole, and they're gonna be like, "Is this you? Did you write this? Is this your old Twitter?" And you're like, "Fuck," and then you won't get the job, or you won't get that security clearance you're trying to get. Like it happens. I've seen it happen. I've been there. So, I mean, y'all want to keep playing keyboard warriors? Go ahead. It'll come back and haunt you one way or another. But I think it's stupid. Just do you have these debates with people and console wars? It's cool to have your preference. That's fine. But to go after people, like writing fucking developers because they put a game on another console and threatening their wife and kids and shit like that, that's not cool.
No.
Yeah, yo, and
how about you thank them? How about you do that? Thank them for giving you an experience that you've never had before.
Just don't say nothing. If that feels that strong about your console of choice, like you just keep supporting your console. And I do think it's kind of weird that, like, we got people like Chris Hart in here and some other people, like they're straight up fanboys for PlayStation, but they're in an Xbox podcast every fucking week, every fucking show. And I'm like, why? I don't go to PlayStation shows and listen to PlayStation shit if I don't want to listen to them. Like, I stay in my lane.
Yep,
because their PlayStation shows are all about Xbox.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
and
I talk about Xbox all the damn time, so it's not. I don't want to listen to it again. So
when I first got my PlayStation, I started to try and follow some PlayStation centric podcasts, and it's like all they were talking about was Xbox. Like they weren't talking about their games; they were talking about what Microsoft was doing. That's not what I came to your channel for, and I stopped trying to listen to those shows. So if you listen to any. I mean, pick a podcast. We all listen to some of the same people. We all know the same communities. Like, go to their shows every now and then and see what they're talking about. And it's usually Xbox. They can't keep the fucking console out their goddamn mouths. It's what Xbox is doing. They can't say Sony released this game this week and da-da-da. They talk about something Sony's doing. Like, you don't see Sony insiders. You don't see like pro Sony centric podcasts that are not bashing Xbox. That's what they do. That's what this generation is built on, just bashing Xbox.
Dude, Fred, think about this for a second. We actually criticize Xbox when they deserve it, and I don't feel like, these Sony podcasts really do that.
They don't.
They don't, because when you deserve it, you deserve it, and that's the way I look at it. I look at both consoles, and I say, you want my purchase, or you have my purchase. You need to keep my loyalty. That's the way I look at these
I've ever
stupid
seen the
things.
Sony community step up and say something was with the whole $10. What was the thing with was it God of War, whatever, recently?
No, it was
Horizon.
Forbidden West.
Forbidden West, yeah, because they said that they were going to give it for free, and
Well, they said they was going to give all those games for free.
Yeah, and they stood up and they said something. Sony kind of met them halfway, but you don't see them still complaining about $70 games coming forward for PlayStation 5. They're okay with it. I mean, but they don't rise up and fight for their console the way they fight against Xbox. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Like put forth that same fucking energy. You know.
Well, and that's where we go and say, like, dude, you can be objective, you can disagree with us. I'm fine with that. But I will tell you this. From what I've seen, for the most part, there's a few that are in between that are actually just gamers who I have podcasted plenty of times with. But at the end of the day, at least the people they bring on their shows are like on that Sony all day. Let's talk about Xbox and how much they suck. And I don't understand it. I don't get it. And it's like, what am I supposed to say to it? Like, if people enjoy that, that's cool. I want some kind of like even if, if Dark was like, no, fuck you all. You know what I mean? Like, I'd be like, okay, well, what do you got to say? You know what I'm saying? Because I want to hear somebody else's point. I might not be right, or I might be thinking of it the wrong way. And I don't think a lot of people do that. They just want to ride with one side, and they don't understand that gaming's like what you want it to be. And if you're open-minded, you can experience things you never have before. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. That's the one thing that I always do is that I make sure on GRG or, for sure is that I always make sure that I have people that will debate me. Even when I feel like I'm adamant about something, that there will be people that will debate me and say, no, this is how I feel, to give a good discussion. Now, listen, I take my little shots, my little jabs or whatever. I post something and I know that they're going to start coming because I think it's funny and I don't have to say too much. I mean, I never come out and say PlayStation sucks because I don't think PlayStation sucks at all. It's my side piece now, but it ain't, but it's not a bad console at all. But you got people that will get down in the dirt and will just get mad and call you names. If there's one thing that you can say about me, I don't throw the name game back at you. I'll say, okay, man, you sound ridiculous. You mental. You got some kind of issues upstairs. But when it comes to like just calling,
isn't that name calling though?
Did you say somebody mental? No. When somebody goes crazy and
but isn't that attacking somebody personally though? I mean, come on, dude.
If somebody comes and tells you it's the same, no, it's not the same degree. If somebody comes out and say, well, you're bald-headed and you're old and your beard is mangy and nobody likes you and you're so fucking disgusting and people hate you. And I say, bro, you're mental. That's the same degree? No, I'm like, bro, you
no, okay, so you're talking about if somebody comes at you. Okay.
Yes, yeah. I'm not going out and saying, oh man, this dude is
okay. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, like when somebody comes at you about
picnic over here.
Yeah. Like I'm like, bro, you mentally not right. Like, I mean, it's okay. Now, did I used to get into the fuckery? Absolutely. I thought it was fun because it was supposed to be like how you used to do with your homies and friends, and then when you really find out what's it really all about.
Yeah, it's not really like that anymore, bro.
Yeah, it's nothing like that. Like today's, and even we got people that's older than me, or around the same age. It's all about the chaos. It's never anything about.
Dude, we got people older than you that actually made a career in the industry now.
Yeah,
balls deep in fanboyism. Deep.
Yes, like, it's incredible to me. Like, whoa, hold on, wait a minute, and then it just I don't know, man. It's the two-facedness, the the low shots, all that. It's just amazing to me, man, how crazy
it's
gotten,
crazy to
man.
me because this, at the end of the day, I know people take gaming, I guess, seriously, and it's a part of my life too. It's my form of entertainment. You know what I'm saying? I get out of work, I cook dinner and stuff like that. I try to get some hours of gaming in before I have to go to work the next day, and that's my entertainment. But there is no way where like anybody saying anything about the platform I'm playing on is going to make me lose sleep. And another thing I want to point out
No.
here. Another thing I want to point out here, and I think K Mega, you might be able to relate to this. I'm interested in Crispy on this and whatnot. But I feel like there's people in the community that support me, and I thank you guys so much for supporting me. Doing this YouTube thing, because I love doing this, but I think there are people out there that want me to be that warrior for that certain piece of plastic. They want me to go out and kind of take shots at those PlayStation people because I prefer to play on Xbox. And that's one thing I'm not going to do. Whenever you hear me on other shows and stuff, whenever I'm bringing out an opinion, like a lot of times if people let me finish my thought, it's an evened out opinion. Like I'm like, yeah, well, Xbox is doing this, and then it's amazing how PlayStation decided that they were going to do this instead to kind of combat that. And I'm trying to lead to like entertaining discussion that isn't just toxic fanboy bullshit. Like really go in and think about the moves that are being made between the companies and how different they are. I'm never gonna go out there and just be like, oh, you know what, you're a piece of shit because of this and that and whatnot. I'm not gonna be that soldier that just kind of goes out there to take shots at other people because they don't like the platform that I play on. But what I do want to talk about, I want to talk about games. I want to talk about rumors. I want to talk about news. And I want to kind of like think outside the box. There, for people that say that, oh, it's a slow news week when it comes to gaming, I feel like there's never a slow news week because there's always things to think about,
to talk about, yeah,
and kind of like forming a hypothesis on things to always kind of like talk to other gamers about, like what's coming in the future, what do we think's going on here and stuff like that. That's where I want to be. I'm not gonna be a knight in shining armor to take shots at the knight dressed in black over there. That's not who I am as a YouTuber. That's not who I am as a gamer.
You just played into the title, the next podcast. I mean, come on, think about it. It's the next. It's not right now. It's the next podcast.
Ooh, I like that. Yo, shout out to Sir X-Man real quick. Hitting up that super chat one more time, and I think Predator scared him a little because he said Predator is the greatest person in the world. Please don't stalk me. I'm a good guy. Predator, do you have Google Maps on where Sir X-Man lives by any chance?
He's got Google Maps on all of us. He knows our entire backgrounds.
Yo, shout out to Dreadpool. It's not a super chat, but shout out to Dreadpool. He said, pick a side of the fence, Xbot 448. You are not allowed to be logical. Dude, is that what it's come down to in the community now? We can't be. We got to be worried with other people.
I got a call to Pony the other day. I mean, come on.
That's so weird. That is incredibly weird, man. I don't.
He said he tagged me by accident, but I don't know, dude. Like it wasn't like completely removed. Like, where'd that come from? You just were like, oh, I see the same kind of name. Let me just click that one. Like, I only got the bomb symbol with a Gears logo right in front of your face.
Yeah. I'm just saying. Don't even worry about that. That was insane, dude. I could not believe. I had to look at my computer screen twice when that came up. And who I got
tagged with, like, oh wow. I was like, okay, bro. Like, did you take your cough medicine today, apparently? Like, I'm sorry, dude. Like, you're on another level. Like, half those people I was like, oh, no. Why am I associated with it? I was like, this is actually funny. I'm called a Pony now. Oh, that's great. Cool. I love it.
But
Let's do it.
dude.
That's
It's
the
one
thing to me that
Go ahead, P-Man, go ahead.
PlayStation deserves to get credit a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. But the one thing that is sad on the other side is that they can't do it for Xbox. Like I've seen people get shunned for making complaints. I remember that on Facebook. Like when
Because I know we're gonna be done. I know we're gonna be done real quick. I have a
No, we're
bold
not,
prediction.
because I haven't talked about it yet.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
well,
I'm waiting on you, Dark. I am getting to you, man. I will not.
I'm
forget
getting
about
them.
you on
I'm getting them warmed up real quick. My bold prediction is that Back for Blood will be nominated for Game of the Year.
That is a bold prediction that will never happen. But okay,
Yeah,
that is not going to happen, bro. Like I appreciate and I love you as a brother, Crispy. That is not going to happen. But
it's releasing everywhere. You watch.
I don't know, but yo, Dark, dude, I know you are one of the people that gets absolutely fed up, man. We talk about this in DMs and stuff like that from time to time. Dude, what do you think when it comes to this whole console war thing? People say it's healthy competition. I feel like it's almost the worst that it has ever been, to the point where you can't even put your opinion out there on social media without some group coming in and just trying to bash the shit out of you without even having like a healthy discussion, man. What do you think about this, bro?
I mean, I can't help it that you guys picked the wrong console, to be honest.
Oh, you waited, dude. How long do you think he was waiting to say that? I say it like 20 minutes. He's been waiting to say that.
Because a guy got a serious ass recently.
Oh man, I just like to have fun, man, and that's the thing. Like, I know you guys don't take anything that I say seriously, so that's why I do that shit.
That was great.
But
dude,
yeah, some of these guys get way too in this fucking console war bullshit, man. It's completely it gets to the point to where I have to stay off Twitter. I can't do it, man. Sometimes I'm just like, okay, you guys are wearing tinfoil hats now, okay? Stop doing that. I mean, and it's on both sides, man. It's not just the PlayStation side, it's the Xbox side too. There's people there that I'm like, okay, like, you know, there's certain people. I mean, I'm not gonna name names because I'm not gonna put their shit out there, but there's certain people where I'm like, did you have a breakfast this morning? Because you sounding real
Hungry. Why wait
right now?
Somebody needs a
You know,
Snickers. Somebody needs a Snickers. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, some of you need to calm down on some of this shit, and it's getting to that point where it's like, okay, enough is enough. Like, honestly, it really is. It's like, okay, well, it's I like listening to certain people who talk about PlayStation, like Mystic Ryan, and I like listening to the Trophy Room. Those guys over there. Shout out to Mr. Badbit and
Mr. Badbit is probably my favorite quote unquote PlayStation dude. Yeah.
Oh, for sure, because those guys just I'm gonna say they don't get into this craziness. They talk about the games, man. They talk about games. They don't say, oh, well, Xbox is doing this or Xbox is doing that. And it's like, who gives a fuck what Xbox is doing? If you're on PlayStation, we should all we should care about is what is going on PlayStation. Yeah, I joke around in here and there, but I'm not gonna sit here and be like, fuck Xbox, you know. I'm not gonna do that because
now you're a multi-console owner, by the way. So
even before I wasn't like gonna be like fuck Xbox, because there's games on Xbox I do want to play. Like,
Halo.
Don't get it twisted. There are games there. Like, I want to play the Artful Escape. I'm still.
Did you see my gameplay? I showed it tonight. I showed the.
I saw it.
The game looks really fucking cool, by the way.
It does
really
look cool.
It's so
and
cool.
It's on Game Pass. Yep. And I want to play it, but you know, I'm playing other games right now. I'll get to it eventually. You know, there's games that I'll definitely have to get to it.
Can we highlight that game real quick? Like, just your gameplay, like the musical notes and like the way, dude, game looked crazy good. Like I was like, this brought me like back to like
Dude,
old school days.
You know what's
what
funny
was a
is
great
I like how you guys
experience. It was a great
like how you guys talk about don't interrupt anybody, but then when I start talking, everybody always
Dude,
interrupts me.
where would you know
what I'm saying?
off the
You
air?
know what I'm saying?
Off the air,
You
Dark,
know what I'm
what
saying?
are you
I'm just
said you were
saying. You
gonna
know, you
cut
guys always
everybody
talking about
off.
respect.
You
I'm
said
just
you were
saying.
gonna
You
cut
guys are always talking
everybody
about
off.
respect.
Dark is talking. Shut your ass up. Let somebody else talk. Red, talk again.
Turn the fuck up, Dark. I'm tired.
Ultra.
I'm just saying that there's people in this community that just honestly they just need to go away. To be honest, like you just need to go away, and a lot of them, man, they don't even play fucking video games. Like I've seen some of these people, and I'm not gonna call them out because I'm not gonna do that. That's not my business to do that. But I've seen some of these guys, and they don't play games. Like they don't play anything like, at all. Like I've seen their gamer tags and their fucking PSNs, and I'm just like, what are you doing? Like why are you coming into this community that of a hobby that I love and talking about certain things, and you don't even fucking play games. You don't even know what a game is half the time. Like what are you doing? You know? And I think it really is just it's something to do because it's on the internet, and I like to trigger people because I have nothing else to do in my life, and I am somebody who just likes to see the chaos because
I need
I'm
attention. I
fucking
need attention.
yeah, because I need attention or whatever.
They're bored.
They're bored, and it's like it's just okay, like I don't know, man. I'm just
Is that where you go? Like
just-
like me, sometimes I go and look at some people and I'm like, are you
sometimes
really being truthful about your age?
sometimes I just
If you have a
sometimes-
job, if you have a house, if you have an apartment or something like that, you got way bigger shit to worry about than fucking Twitter. I'm just saying.
like for me, I'm just I can't sometimes. Like I'm gonna like dude, sometimes I just don't even want to I'm gonna be honest with you, bot. Sometimes I don't even want to do the fucking podcast, dude, just because of
Dude,
of the
trust me,
bullshit.
I can see it when you type certain things and stuff. There's points in time, and I've seen it because we've known each other for years, Dark, and
Yeah.
sometimes like that negativity and just the piles of
it
bullshit
weighs
that
on
gets
you, dude.
thrown. Yeah, it just starts weighing on, especially you, Dark. I've seen that before, bro.
Yeah, I want to be able to just play my games and enjoy them, and just talk to people about them. Like that's
Dark, do we
all
need a
it's
group
about.
hug? Do we need a group
Yeah,
hug?
we need a group hug. We need a fucking.
I love you, buddy. I love
We need a
you.
meeting. We need a
Yo,
group
Cred,
hug.
I
and we
think
need-
Crispy's trying to cut in on your money right there, bro.
Hey, no. Okay, Crispy will never cut in. Crispy will never cut in on getting pred that money.
on the sugar daddy funds. Sugar daddy
That's right.
funds.
That's
I'm
right.
low key pimping Dark right now to get. He's so low yet. Don't sit down.
I mean, luckily, these past couple of podcasts, I've been like wanting to talk about stuff, but like, yeah, there's just times where I'm just like, oh god, just don't even. I don't even, and it has nothing to do with you guys or anything that has to do with the podcast at all. It's just the things that I hear or see, and I'm just like,
It's the
really, man.
aftermath. That's what it is. It's the aftermath.
What's the aftermath? And then it's just like, really, man? Like let those people just play their games. Like
Brother,
that's why I like.
You know when it's gonna get a lot more fun because like and I'll say it out to the chat. There's some times where people just lay on the shit so thick that it's almost not fun anymore. But when Dark, when we're gonna have a lot of fun when Halo comes out, and not only are we doing the podcast, but we're also like streaming the multiplayer and stuff like that. That's when it's gonna be a lot.
I'm concerned about Halo though, bro. I'll tell you that right now. I don't
know why.
I am, dude. I've been concerned though. Like, I'm concerned because I haven't had it in my hands.
Man,
yet.
I
that's
see
the
where
thing.
you go to listen to a lot of your shit, man. You go into every damn one of those Pegasus.
He goes down
Chats.
all the
I see it every time. I
PlayStation
see his name
about
every
Xbox
time.
rabbit hole.
brother, I see
And-
you
and-
in those
and-
spaces,
yeah.
man, hanging out with
Right,
the Pegasus crew.
I'm like, man, if
It's a
there's one
safe
game
space.
I don't have any problem with, and that's Halo. I have no concerns about Halo. None.
I have a concern with Halo only because I haven't seen any of the fucking single player campaign, dude. And you know me, I love the single player campaign of Halo.
Dude,
I'm telling
that's
you,
my
everybody
everybody was
thing of
mad.
what they did with Gears 5. It's no
Dude, everybody
different.
was
Hey, bro,
mad.
bro,
Everybody's
bro.
That's the thing,
mad that
I'm
there's
just
no
concerned.
Forge. There's no.
I can't.
got you.
What,
There's
can
no
I not?
co-op.
Can I not
Dark,
be concerned
I
about
will,
this?
Dark,
Like,
I will not let you be out there on that plank by yourself. There are some concerns I have for Halo. At the end of the day, do I think they're going to tie it up before launch and get everything straightened out? Yeah, I feel like they're going to do that. Of course, we're not getting the co-op right off the bat. We're going to get that within 3 months. We're going to get the Forge within 6 months. I'm good.
God
I'm
forbid
good.
I say I'm concerned about Halo and then I get
I'm good with
fucking
the
reamed
Forge,
by
but
K-Mega.
I will say that my concern lies
Listen to
more.
this.
Don't
Oh,
My
man.
my concern lies
This little
more within
this little piece of
343 and what's going on in kind of like their chain of command and stuff like that. I think the talent. I think the talent is going to shine through. But I hear you on that, bro. Real quick, yo, shout out to Sir X-Man hitting up that super chat one more time. And I like this. I think there's a new group getting started here. He said Crispy is about to be a battlefield bombhead. Crispy, do you like that title? Battlefield bombhead. I think that's pretty good. I think it matches your
I don't know, Sir X. Like, dude, it's been months and you brought it up again. Are you getting me Battlefield, bro? Because I will take it, but I'm not gonna buy it. I'm just warning you, I won't. I don't care how much you try to convince me. I'm not buying it. But
no, I think
I feel like
you didn't have
you
to
think
buy
I'm
it.
going to be some kind of dark horse behind the wheel of something, because I was actually really good at driving vehicles in Battlefield 3. So that was one thing I had. That's it. But I mean, you just never know. Start running over some people.
In the more recent Battlefields, I was known as "Where's that tank? Where's the tank? I'm jumping in the tank." That's what I did. All right, I did not run around with my rifle or anything like that. I found a tank. That's where.
But no, I drove helicopters, planes.
So you guys went out like
I was crazy.
What topic are we on right now again?
Console Wars. Console Wars.
Thank you. Can we wrap it up, Dark, so we can get the fuck out of here?
I've been done. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I've been done. I'm waiting for these fuckers to stop talking.
You didn't give him enough OnlyFans money, bro. Like, come on, you got to give him more.
Daddy will have more money next week.
Yo, shout out to the Don who seems to think I'll only play Halo for a week. Don, you've seen how much Halo 5 I've played. Now, granted, I haven't played in recent history.
I have surpassed you in Halo 5.
But yeah, it took how long though, dude? Let's be
real.
real.
I played it like crazy, and then I didn't come in until later, and then I came and dusted you afterwards. I was like,
yeah, but I have
what's the problem here?
I think I have enough time in the game that I won't be only playing the next Halo for a week. I think I don't know if this is reverse psychology.
I don't know if you're concerned.
I don't know what's going on with this. I think
if you're concerned, I don't know.
What is it, Don? Do you miss me gaming? Is that what it is? Do I play too much Destiny for you, and that's not a game you get into? And like, because Forza Horizon 5 is right around the corner, and then Halo Infinite. So you put Halo Infinite, Forza Horizon 5,
we really don't
Destiny
need
2.
all that paint scraping from you.
I'm gonna bro. I'm not It's more like paint trading, okay? Because
I stream now, so people will see it. Oh, you guys! Oh, now
you guys
say nothing about me.
This is what this argument would be done in Gears, because it would be 1v1 matches only.
Guys, he did it,
and it would be done.
He did it. He brought Gears into the picture.
There is nothing
when I kill you,
that you have to argue with.
I'm I need to get back into playing some Gears. The
I'm-
last
I'm
one-
Yeah,
just
dude,
saying-
I
I'm
will
just
I
gonna
will
say right now-
smash your
Yo,
dude.
Mizzle,
you
I
will not
hope
even know
I
what to
get
do
into
with
that
yourself,
flight. Yo,
bro.
Mizzle, I hope I get
Let's
into
go.
that flight. It is a weekend I do have off from
There's
work.
plenty of people in the chat right now that would absolutely destroy you, K Mega. By the way, I'm
Oh,
just telling you.
that could be fine. You know what I'm saying? But that if you think so, that's fine. I am deceptive.
Hey, if you had-
I get
if you had
mad,
a
I
couple-
get better than what I do.
If you
K
had a
Mega is
couple
at video
months in
games,
it,
dude.
I would be like,
listen,
yo,
I
I
do
don't
this
know.
podcast and play
but-
video games at the same damn time. That's what I'm doing right now, but I'm playing 2K.
Oh
So,
my
it's
goodness,
okay.
guys! Shout out to
Like,
Z Black
I ain't
Rider.
gonna sit here and tell him
There-
that I'm gonna beat
Crispy.
him in 2K.
Crispy,
You
Crispy.
shit.
No,
Crispy.
bring it.
I said shout
Nope,
out
I
to
ain't gonna
Z
say
Black Rider. There has been a Z Black Rider
You might could've
sighting.
beforehand,
Brother, I
but
didn't
nah,
see
I'm
you in the
saying
chat
still
all
is.
day, man. Yo, it is good to see you. Hitting up that super chat. He said, Crispy Truth still got a custom big wheel. Now, I'm not sure if you're saying Crispy has a... Crispy, do you have a custom big wheel? Is that what's going on here?
What are you talking about? The four, if you combine all the elite controllers I have, sure.
What? Big wheel?
Why do you have all these elite controllers? Did
'Cause
they
it
break
keep
down?
Say
breaking.
break.
Breakage.
for
but you
$200
have-
and you
You have every,
$200
you have
bucks.
every. If you have every variant of the elite controller, even though they might be
And it
slightly
breaks.
broken, okay, you
Sad.
keep them because they didn't honor the warranty. Only because I was like days out of each one. Like it went a year for each one, and then they shit the bed in some way.
It's the
Yeah,
same.
I just had to
The
glue
damn thing.
my Elite Series 2 together so I could keep playing golf on it.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh, you
yeah.
actually use it for golf?
Yes. Yes, it's the only thing I use it for now because it's crumbling. Like, it is falling apart, yeah.
And
Yeah,
this is
they're
why.
not-
And this is why I refuse to buy $200 fucking.
Yeah, but
ones like
here's
that.
here's the thing. Like for like somebody like me, like I'll spend like 1,000 hours on the controller before it starts falling apart, or I'll drop it a couple times like a dumbass, one or the other.
Yeah, I
And
think
then
I
it's
think
like-
my ex stepped on it maybe once or twice. I know
Woo,
she definitely dropped it and let it hit the ground a few times as well. So like
let's not talk about that. Yeah,
Well,
that's great.
no, seriously, that's
Are we on a topic or are we still just
Yeah,
rambling?
we are winding it down. Damn, Predator.
Well, wind this shit down so we get the fuck out. I'm tired.
Oh, okay, yeah, that is
Yeah,
true.
it's
Yo,
time to
Predator's
go
been up
to
since
bed,
like
man.
2 a.m.
go sleepy on the only.
Well, guys, I got a 16-hour shift that I have to work tomorrow, which I am
Oh,
I'm
boo
looking
hoo!
forward
I
to.
used to do those all the time.
Oh my goodness, nobody was talking about you. Why is it always about you, Diva K Mega?
I mean, shit. I've been doing this a long time. I gotta be a diva. I'm the best wide receiver in the game. Shit, fuck it.
You are not Jerry Rice,
I-
bro. I'm sorry.
yeah, I
son.
wouldn't go. I wouldn't go that far, dude.
I'm Terrell
Yo,
Owens,
brother,
baby. Hall
brother,
of
I
Fame,
need you.
jacket
I need you.
coming.
I need
Yeah,
you.
so you're not Randy
Well,
Moss
hold on.
then? That's what you're saying.
Hey man,
Here
hey
we
man,
go.
T.O. is a better wide receiver than Randy Moss. Watch
Yo,
him.
K Mega.
So
K
is
Mega.
Megatron.
Yo, K Mega. The next time I'm on Crossfire, because I
About
know
that.
I won't
Megatron's dope,
make
but
it.
I don't know.
won't make it
T.O.
next
is a
week.
monster, man.
I won't make it
Huh?
next week, but
Megatron
the
was
week
a
after
monster,
that,
bro.
I need you in the Crossfire chat saying that's my quarterback. But
I'm
that's
not.
my
I'm not.
quarterback
I'm not
there.
ever. I'm not ever listening to that show again. I ain't got no problem with Mooch. I ain't got no problem with crap. But you know, when people sit here and talk shit to my boy like that, I can't tolerate it because the only thing it's going to do is just cause more uproar. Because I'll start talking some real good shit. Like so, I just can't.
I
do
got
it.
you, bro. I was
You know
just
what I'm
making
saying?
a joke out of it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
ain't nothing that any man can say to me that's gonna like affect the way I live. You know what I'm saying? You can say whatever
Yes.
you want, man. They're just words, and you're gonna make yourself look foolish at the end of the day. And I'm just gonna keep doing what I do, man. That's how I look at it. But yo, guys, great show tonight, man. Absolutely fun. Had a blast. Yo, shout out to the chat. You guys are absolutely incredible. Yo, thank you so much for hanging out with us. If you haven't done it yet, definitely hit that thumbs up button. Share this show out. Let people know. I think it was an important show, you know, with getting into the whole kind of like console war thing, because a lot of people try to just fend it off as entertainment or whatnot. But yo, people get downright dirty out there on social media, and you got to ask yourself, man, are you really that invested on a certain platform that you have to attack people personally?
I think that there's a lot of these guys that don't hit that.
Welcome to the cum zone. Welcome to the cum zone.
Oh my goodness.
I think a lot of them don't hit that zone, man. That's the problem.
Wow.
Man. All that built up energy, so they just got to take it out on the net.
Pent up energy.
Dang.
Yeah,
we have reached an all-time low, people.
Yeah, all-time low.
But again, shout out to the chat. Thank you so much, guys. But like a 40-year-old with a comb over, it is time to get those plugs in. And let's start with our brother Dark tonight. Now, Dark, as usual, always good to have you on every week. I hope this console war bullshit doesn't get you to be like, you know what? I need another break.
Does it? Because it feels like I'm on Crossfire. Okay.
Yeah. Wow. Dude,
get out of here.
Just do your intro. I mean outro. Just do your outro. I'm done.
Get out of here, you dirty old season. Get to moving.
No, you guys can find me on Twitter, Dark Autumns here, Xbox and PlayStation, same name, and you guys can find me here on the next podcast. But you can really find me on PlayStation because PlayStation is the best box, and
that's it.
I said, and
Oh, I didn't hear the part. You were kind of cutting out a little bit, but it's all right. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yo, Predator, Mister, are we winding this down yet? Yo, dude, we're getting into the outros. What do you got for us, bro?
See you next week.
He loves all you. He loves all you guys.
Tired, man. Done.
Done. D-U-N. Done. And of course, Crispy Bomb, creator of #CrispyTruth. Crispy, what do you got for your outro? I know you got shows you got to talk about, bro.
Oh, come on, man. Like, we had a great convo tonight. You guys are my brothers. I love you. And no, I'm not subscribing to Pred's OnlyFans. I refuse.
Come on, man. It's great, bro. Trust me.
It's great for you, Dark. That's what I'll tell you.
I give you a free month, man.
But shout out, free month.
Wait. You gonna give him a free month, and I don't get a fucking free month? What the fuck?
Free month. Oh shit! Guarantee. Hey, Brad said guaranteed. Oh, for the free month.
But in all seriousness, like, we wouldn't be here. Shout out to the chat, man. Like, most of you are all here, guys and gals. There's plenty of gals here as well. Love y'all. Great to see you, as usual. And, we got Breakfast and Boom tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. We got Retro Renegade, 7 p.m. Tuesday night. And you can find me back here, prime time Thursday night on the next podcast.
Nice, Crispy. I love how you held your concentration because, like,
because he said boom, and so I was hitting the boom boom song.
Yeah, you just let it keep running, but it's okay.
You know how
I got that voice, bro.
He goes right over, but Crispy goes right over. He's like, yo, I will not be denied, yo. Yo, shout out to Sir X-Man hitting up the super chat at the end of the show. Guys, that's when we had an incredible show. When people will hit super chat at the end of the show, he says, I love my buddy Xbot and Crispy and even K-Mega. That's a lot of love right there, bro. Thank you. Wow. Thank you for the support, man. I appreciate it. And K-Mega does too. He thanks you as well. But speaking of K-Mega, it is time for him to get out the Dead Sea Scroll of stuff to talk about.
Let's go.
Yo, brother, what do you got for us for your outro, bro?
All right, man. I do want to give you guys some news. I haven't really been talking about it. I mean, for some people that knew that talked to me or whatever, I've said it a couple of times. I got injured. This is the one reason. I got hurt a couple of years back. Been having to go through all this stuff. Had to wait because of COVID and all this. Still waiting because of COVID. And so there was a moment to where people were thinking. Where doctors were thinking that from my falls, from my injury from my fall, from when I was working, that it was that I had this big, huge ass tumor that's bigger than a softball in my hip, that it's cancerous. Well, I did my CT scan, got that information yesterday. It's not cancerous.
Yes.
But the some bitch is so big now because it keeps growing. Because when they first found it, it was the size of an egg. Now it's the size of it's bigger than a softball now. That it's they're gonna try to avoid it, but they're gonna probably have to cut a nerve in my hip because the tumor has engulfed the nerve. And so other than that, like, you know what I'm saying, I'm blessed. I'm happy to do what I'm doing, man. You know, been going through these type of situations. Don't really come out and say stuff, but you know, I mean, why not? You know what I'm saying? Everybody else can come out here and be lying and saying they got cancer and shit, but you know what I'm saying, or heart trouble or whatever. Why can I not come out and be honest about my situation? So you know, but so yeah, I deal with that. So man, thank for the people that sit here and was checking on me, asking questions and things like that. So that's what's happened. So I found that out. So that's good stuff. Hopefully I'll get surgery next month. But until then, the GRG podcast will be live tomorrow night. We'll have a guest, somebody who's coming out of hiding. They've been hid for a very long time. Now they're back. They overseas in Australia, so they'll be on the show tomorrow night. I'm looking forward to it. I been sitting here chatting with them on and off on Xbox Live and things like that. So yeah, look forward to that. And then also, you know, Devin the Gamer, we were supposed to do it Tuesday, but I had so many doctor's appointments going on, didn't feel like really doing it. So we will try to do it here, hopefully Saturday. If not, I could probably try to pull a double and do Devin the Gamer if Don tries to want to do that or whatever. And then I get back to the streaming because I didn't do Fight Night Sunday because I knew that I had to see doctors all week long this week. Well, not all week long until Thursday. So yeah, Fight Night will be back. We'll be getting back into the streaming, and hopefully me and Don will be streaming here coming up here Saturday and all that. So come check this out. All that. Had a good time as usual. Thank you guys for always supporting us, man. It really, really means a lot, man. And as your number one I was going to say quarterback, but I ain't the quarterback here. I am. Well, I should be.
You think you're Jerry Rice, bro? It's cool.
No. I am T.O. here. So I am. You know what I'm saying, the best wide receiver.
So a failed wide receiver. Okay.
Failed Hall of Fame wide receiver.
Well, Jerry Rice is the best ever. So
no, he's not the best. I don't know that.
He's the best ever.
So
Jerry
he got
Rice
good statistics. I like to.
No,
but anyway,
no.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate it. I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, 2 a.m. GMT time and Australian time, which I did not know is 11 a.m. So let's go.
You get all the times on the GRG podcast.
Yes.
Yo, shout out to Z Black.
And I will not do a 3.5 hour podcast tomorrow night. I will not do it.
Yo, shout out to Z Black Rider when it comes to K Mega. He says,
and that was a lie.
No more go-go dancing, Mega. Yeah, after your surgery,
bro,
no more go-go dancing.
I was dancing on the ladder pole on my mixer truck, and I got hurt, and you know what I'm saying, and I had to pay the price. But that's okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm still here.
Like predators influencing everybody to try dancing in different places, man. This is crazy.
See there. So you're wrong.
So you dance, Pred? So what do you
dance.
do? What do you do on your shit? Because I'm never gonna watch it.
Yo, all you have to do, you just have to ask Knoxximus. He knows in detail.
I can tell you what I do. You gotta sub to find out.
If you want me to join you, you know what I'm saying, with a particular blonde, you know what I'm saying, then I'm with it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
What? I don't even know what's going on.
I'm so confused right now.
I was talking about Priya's wife, but that's okay. Well, we good. Let's get out of here.
Yo, shout out to Michelle Alexandria hitting up the super chat, throwing that sticker out there.
Wow.
Yo, thank you so much for the support.
Holy shit.
Guys,
Yo, you already know about Pred's wife's hair color over there? Like, what the fuck?
he knows if it's real blonde or if it's been dyed.
Oh,
Anyway,
she pops out of her sleeping section.
but
I made a mistake and posted pictures of me and her once, and it didn't go very well. That shit again.
Oh, shit.
But all right, guys,
Oh,
chat. Yo,
man.
thank you
We
so
gotta get
much
outta
for hanging
here.
out with us. We need to get out of here. I got to work 16 hours tomorrow. Again,
No one
thank you.
cares.
Thank you. For all
Welcome
the
to the
support.
Cum
I
Zone.
appreciate
Welcome
it.
to the Cum Zone.
Yo, you're just
Welcome to the
repeating-
Cum.
You're repeating one of the worst parts by doing that. You're just repeating it. But yo, guys, we will be here next Thursday. Of course, it is 8 p.m. Eastern, and that is prime time. But until next week, have a great night, everybody. We will see you next week on the next podcast. We are out.
Betrayal.
This is Steve Downs,
And-
the voice of Master Chief, Spartan 117. And you're tuned in to next podcast. Now, wake me when you need me.